Okay, so exams have started for me this week, but tomorrow is my day off, so I figured I do have some time to narrate a Pokemon battle, so here it is. This is actually quite an old one. I had this a very long time ago. It's against ArcanineMaster22. He challenged me on Skype, and here it is. So, there's actually very long battles. You're gonna see it's gonna be sped up to about twice the normal speed, and I think it's now like, I'm not sure how long it is, but yeah, looking at the team, I think we've already seen this team. This is my Sun team with Blaziken and Arceus Electric for Rain teams, although it's not going to be doing its job in this match, unfortunately. I do make a few very dumb plays during this match. I must not have been paying attention or something, because they're actually very obvious dumb plays. So I'll try and explain them as we go. I watched it before I'm narrating it now, and some of the plays that I made I don't really understand. But yeah, as you can see, he's running dual weather, which I found to be weird. Is that the right word for it? It's weird, but I'm gonna lead off with my Blaziken as he leads off with the Genesect. This is actually not a favorable match for him, even though Genesect is overall a very threatening Pokemon, even now when it's Ubers. No, he's just gonna make the actually better play by going into his Kyogre on the first turn to sponge the Flare Blitz, but I predict that and I go for a Swords Dance to get me up +2, and I am 100% sure actually that I'm going to be able to kill this Kyogre with a high jump kick as he brings in his Rayquaza and very, very nicely double switches into his Giratina, as I know that my Flower Blast isn't going to be doing a lot to anything now that the rain is up, and I don't want to switch out and waste my boosts. So I'm actually going to lose a lot of health to that, and as you can see, my physical attacks aren't doing jack shit to this Giratina, which immediately tells me that it is physically defensive, which is kind of confirmed by the fact that his Tyranitar is then probably specially defensive with the sand boosting his special defense, I was going to say, but he's going to kill me off, so I get to bring in my Arceus Electric, which in fact is also not going to do jack shit with an Ice Beam, and in the chat he said that he thought this was Arceus normal, which is why he went for a Will-O-Wisp, but it's Arceus Electric, and a lot of people make that mistake, and I happily make use of that. So I'm just going to go for a second Ice Beam, and as you see, that did absolutely nothing to this Tyranitar, which confirms that this is a specially defensive wall. So I would now get the fuck out of there because I can't really touch this thing. I'm going to bring in my Groudon, which I should not have done. Jesus Christ, I should not have done that. I should have switched in my Ho-Oh because the Stealth Rock was very, very obvious. And unfortunately now my Ho-Oh is going to lose half his health. And you're going to see later on in the match that absolutely mattered. But I'm going to get up my own Stealth Rocks here, which is kind of what I was thinking, but it was not the better play to make. Also, my Lugia, which is my, I think my Lugia is my specially defensive wall, is going to be taking fuck tons of damage from this thing, as really, this is just a bunch of useless switching around, as I kind of want to be able to nail some things on switches, but as this is my wall, it can't really do a lot, and I was hoping to hit the Giratina with that Ice Beam, but that was not going to happen, unfortunately. As his Tyranitar is now actually going to go for an Ice Beam, with Mewtwo's pretty decent special bulk, he's going to be able to take that very well, as he switches into his Rayquaza to sponge the incoming Aura Sphere, which is very obvious. You should basically always go for Aura Sphere against Tyranitar, but fearing the extreme speed, even though I'm pretty sure that I could have taken one, I don't really want to. I'm going to switch into my Groudon, just playing a bit more defensively because I did fuck up a few times at this point, so I don't really want to have that cost me too much. He's going to go for a V-Create, which is actually going to do a fuck ton of damage now that it's in the sun. or is it, yeah, it is in the sun, obviously, because my Groudon is out. I'm just going to be able to kill his Rayquaza with the Dragon Tail, which is one huge ass strat out of the way, as he's now just going to bring in his Tyranitar to get up the stand, to boost his special defense again. I'm now kind of just wanting to switch. I went on my Arceus Electric, which I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I should have done that. Perhaps I should have just gone into my Mewtwo, bait something else out, and just go for a Psy Strike rather than an Aura Sphere. Perhaps bait this thing out. I could have dealt a lot of damage to that, but I'm gonna just go for a recover with my Arceus because I know that he's gonna want to switch because he can't really touch this thing. The fact that he burned me with his Giratina is really kind of biting me in the ass right now because the burn damage is really racking up. As he just U-turns out back into his Giratina because apparently he thinks the thing can sponge everything, and it's kind of proven the point by actually doing it too. So yeah, that's the thing. Very after-turny part of the game this is, but I'm just going to go for an Ice Beam on the Giratina. It's going to lift that with the tiniest smidgen, and it's going to go for a rest. And I was absolutely face-palming at this point because this Giratina is going to be impossible to break at this rate. I'm just not going to be able to kill this thing. So basically, I'm just going to have to try hammering down on it with Ice Beams, while at the same time recovering off my my damage that I get from burn, and that he might potentially deal to me. No, wait, he can't deal damage to me because he has Dragon Tail, and if he Dragon Tails me out, then I'm pretty much dead when I switch in because of Stealth Rocks and Burn. But I'm just gonna try to keep on hammering down on this. As he now switches into his Arceus Electric, he actually has a, or no, not into his Arceus Electric, Arceus Steel. But yeah, he has a very defensive team, but I'm just gonna go for a Judgment to basically make sure that I get him at revenge killable range for my Mewtwo. So I'm just gonna go for an Aura Sphere, as I am reasonably sure that is just gonna kill it, and indeed it does. So that is another potential threat out of the way. As you saw, it was setting up Sword Stances, so it really could have fucked my team right there if I didn't deal with it appropriately. But he's now just gonna switch into his Genesect, which I knew was Scarfed, but I didn't want to switch into anything else to take unnecessary damage. So I basically left my Mewtwo there to die, which in hindsight I probably should not have done that, because my Mewtwo is the only thing that can reliably deal with his Tyranitar besides my Ho-Oh, but my Ho-Oh is going to take a lot of damage when it switches in. As you saw, it took half damage from Stealth Rock, so I'm basically, the only thing I got on this thing is Earthquake, and I can't reliably deal damage to the rest of his team with Earthquake. So basically, because my Ho-Oh is Scarfed, I'm just gonna have to keep going for Earthquakes. So yeah, the fact that he switched into his whatchamacallit, Genesect right there, it did indeed kind of threaten me out, but I'm going to be able to live another Stealth Rock switching because of Regenerator, so I'm not sure if he kept that into account, but it is actually just going to help me a whole goddamn lot. So, in fact, he got the rest on that Sleep Talk right there, so I just went for a Dragon Tail to get that thing the heck out of there, because I don't want that Giratina to be in. Also, Sleep turns reset, so gonna be able to deal with that basically. As he kills off my Groudon, which is unfortunate. I think he's won the Weather War at this point, but nothing on my team really has purpose for it anymore. As right there, I just fucked up majorly because I thought that my Ho-Oh would have been able to outspeed this Genesect, regardless of us both being Scarfed. I thought Ho-Ohs were naturally faster, which obviously it's not. And I was maybe kind of banking on the fact that he didn't know that, but obviously my opponent's not that stupid, and yeah, that is the other point where I fucked up majorly, as I lose my Ho-Oh to that, which is absolutely not necessary. I could have switched it on the Giratina and then done a lot of damage to that, and everything would have been great, but yeah, it did not turn out that way. So basically, I'm going to be able to just deal a little bit of damage onto this Giratina, as he actually gets the Will-O-Wisp from the Sleep Talk, which I didn't really mind at the time, but it's really gonna limit my survivability, even though I don't really have any at this point. As you might have noticed, I am kind of low on Pokemon right now, as I actually even think that my Lugia is my last guy. Actually, with that last roost that I did right there, I did also kind of fuck up, because with the leftovers recoil, he's actually put himself in a range where he can live an Ice Beam, so I was really afraid of him just going for rest and making this battle that much longer. So at this point, really all that this battle is just trying to stall each other out. I was hoping maybe that I had a chance that he might have fucked up somewhere, and that I could have had an opportunity to just, yeah, sweep the rest of his team somehow, or outstall him rather, but that wasn't really gonna happen at all. I should have just known that. But at this point, I was kind of banking on some sort of critical hit from Ice Beam. I know that I can live at least 2 Thunderbolts from this thing, but unfortunately I didn't get a crit there. I'm not gonna get a crit or next turn, and he's actually just gonna finish me off with a series of Thunderbolts, and that is actually gonna win him the game. So, as you see, I died to this Thunderbolt right here, and I think he has this thing left and his Tyranitar at very low HP, and I'm not sure what else he has, if he even has anything at all left. I think I took the rest of his team out. Yeah, he only has the Tyranitar left at that point, and the Genocyclers obviously killed me at that point, so yeah. It was a very good match, ArcanineMaster22. It was very, very fucking stally, which honestly I don't mind in Ubers. I'm kind of prepared to have a stally Ubers match whenever I engage in one. So yeah, I didn't really mind that. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say except for that I'm planning on re-engaging my old project, which I was working on, which I didn't get to finish because my old PC was absolute junk. So I'm gonna do that, and yeah, I'll present that to you when it's finished. I'm quite excited about it, even though it's been fucking with me a lot, to put it very lightly. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get some more battles in fact, because I'm running low on saved up battles. So I'm gonna try to get some more. In the meantime, I wish you all a very good week, and wish me luck on my exams, and I'll see you guys next time.